CEDDMACK, it's a beautiful thing. Musictechworks. Musictechworks.
Alright, I tried to make this video short, but let's just go ahead and go through it without rushing. So, for decades, I've been using, have not been using the Patchbay. And I'm glad I did now because I have a lot of synths that I like to incorporate. Scoring, sound design, making beats, writing songs, all of that. I think the last count, I got about 18 or 19 different synths. And I wanted to be able to run all of them at the same time if I wanted to. So I can do that now thanks to the Patchbay. Now, I have 4 interfaces. My main interface is the Apollo X6. Then my secondary interface is the Twin. All right, and it acts as the monitor controller. Okay. Then I have 2 old school Profile 2626 interfaces. They're FireWire, but I'm not using FireWire. I'm using them as ADAT. Okay, so I'm coming out ADAT cables. One is going into the X6. The other one is going into the Twin X. Okay, so there's 16 channels of audio here digitally. All right, and on the back of here, I have 2 analog inputs on the 12 on the Twin X. Then on here, I have the 2 XLR or 2 unison channels on the X6, and then I have the 3-pair stereo 1/4-inch inputs as well. So that gives me a total of 8. But what I can do, I can switch over to line. But right now, in my first inputs, I have the microphones. I have this mic here. All right, if I'm sitting here writing or working on the video or whatever I'm doing, it's right here, ready for me. Okay, and then on the other side of the room, there's a room where the booth is, so there's a microphone coming out of there, and it's going to the Avalon here. Then it's coming out of Avalon and going into the mic input on channel 1. All right, so this top row here represents the outputs of my instruments. So this first 2 outputs, that's the MPC XL stereo. Then right here, I have the Roland Phantom, okay? Then right here, I have the Moog Muse, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all right? That's those 6 inputs. Then from there, I jump over to ADAT, all right? But let's talk about how this is configured. So you have 3 different modes, or the 3 different modes that I am familiar with. You got normal, you got half normal, and you got through. Okay, so I have these set up for half normal. Now, half normal allows me to, the output here comes all the way down right here. All right, this is input 3 and 4 on my interface. Remember, 1 and 2 is for my mics. So 3 and 4 starts here. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. But remember, we starting with the ADAT from here on out. So these first 6 are inputs for the X6 1/4-inches, and then from here I move over to the ADAT selection. So again, I'm gonna post a little chart here. This top row are your outputs for your instruments. They go into your inputs on the bottom row. Okay, so just visualize it's coming out of here, going here with no wires, no patch cables. Now I can break this because it's half normal. That just gives me the option. Let's say I wanted to record my Phantom into the inputs of the MPC XL as an audio track. So now I do have this bottom row. I started labeling it. I stopped because I'm going to get an actual labeler. But if I come out of here, right here is my inputs 3 and 4 for the MPC XL. There's 1 and 2. Okay, this is a mono output. This is coming from I had a Novation base station too, but now I have a Forum sequential synth here, and it has a mono output. So if I want to record that machine directly into the MPC, I'll get a patch cable. I'll come out. All right, then I'll patch in. I can go into 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. Right now, I like to use 3. Input 3 on the MPC XL. All right, and if you see, I come up to the XL. When I play the Forum, you can see the input coming through. Okay, and then from there, I can record an audio track like I did earlier. Okay, I can patch any of these instruments directly into the MPC XL through the Patchbay without having to physically plug anything up to the back. I have those inputs connected to the Patchbay. All right, that saves a lot of time and a lot of headache and having to move things. So I can route any of these instruments into the inputs of the MPC XL. Okay, now this bottom row, this first set right here, the inputs is inputs 1 and 2 on the Twin X. Okay, so if I wanted to, let's say I got this MPC sample, right? And I want to run it, just audio. I can go in, remember the bottom row is your inputs. Then I can come out of the MPC sample, okay? Get another cable here. Weird color combination, but we're just making it work right now. All right, and plug this up. All right, so now I'm coming out of the MPC sample, going into the first 2 inputs, the analog inputs of the Twin X. Turn it on, I'm gonna play this low. Go ahead and let it boot up. Now this is the controller for my whole studio right here, for the volume, for the monitors. Okay, and I'll show you my console. All right, this right here starts the actual channel for the Twin X. The rest of these, this first set right here, you see my MPC XL right here. All right, then we come on down, you can see the different, I got the Phantom, the Muse, all right. And then I have a mono channel here for my Rode microphone, for the actual, my wireless mic. Then right here I have the subsequent, and I got the multi-poly coming in here. Now these, once I get past my audio, my analog inputs, I am on to the first set of ADATs, okay? If I play the multi-poly, you can see it lights up, okay? All right, that's the multi-poly. You can see it coming in right here. Now, as far as the MPC sample, it's coming in right here. That's why I like console. It's a virtual analog front. And if I want to, I can hook up a virtual preamp, but I'm not gonna use tape on it. I would use something like an API or something, or I could use tape. All right, to get a little bit of, you know, some saturation going on. So if I play that, make sure it's not too loud. So as you can see, my audio is coming through here and I'm disconnected here. I didn't have to go to the back of the interface to plug anything up. All right, and I had like just patch cables all over here and everything was connected. But I just got to the point that I'm just gonna have connected what I'm using, and most of the time I'm coming out of the outputs and going into the MPC XL inputs, which are these last 4 right here. Okay, and then I can record my audio tracks. The other good thing about this setup is that I can track everything at one time into my DAW. Okay, I already got a recording template, but everything is already wired up and ready to go. Even this one is on its own channel coming out of here. All right. So I just want to share that, and what I'll do in a later video, if there's enough interest, I will do a little bit more detail to how I got everything set up inside the console. But as you can see, it's rather simple. Okay, analog 1 and 2 right there. That's where the MPC is coming in at. All right, and then I got analog 3 and 4, and then analog 5 and 6. That's all my X6. Okay, then ADAT 1, 2, all the way through 8 starts there. And that's where the other instruments are connected. All right. Starting with that Rode wireless mic. Then I got the sub 37 there. Okay, then the multi-pilot's coming in right here. Okay. And let's see, what is this one? I got the RD8, the drum machine. It's a mono output. So the RD8 comes in right there too. I can actually take its output and run it back through the MPC or record it directly in the DAW. But I will give more detail on this. If anybody interested, let me know. And I'll be happy to share how all this is connected. Also, you want to think about the quality of your Patchbay too. I'm using Black Lion audio, okay? And these were, I think, maybe a couple of $100 a piece, something like that. And I got these from American Musical Supply. All right, and this is the PBR TRS, all right? And it is balanced. Make sure you get one that's balanced. That'll definitely help your signal out. All right, on the bottom, you can see I got things labeled here. I got an actual labeling machine. I'm gonna just formalize this. Even the these Behringer synths, they have their own output up on the top right here. Okay, the JT4000. Then I got the Astrolab 37 coming out of here. I can come directly out into any input in my setup. I can even come into here and break that if I want to. But I usually just let it come straight down. Now, the bottom Patchbay is set to through. So through means that you definitely got to have patch cables, okay? So for an example, I'll take these patch cables here. Let's say I want to record the Astrolab, all right? Come out of the Astrolab. And let's say I wanted to send those two, 1 and 2. Okay. All right. 1 and 2 on this one. All right. And there's the Astrolab. And you can see it coming through. On rare occasions, if I'm using everything at once, I can actually record everything at one time. So I have 20 inputs, I believe. But I'm usually not using every last instrument at one time like this. You know, I'll use the RD8 and the MPC at the same time because I'm literally tracking just the RD8 itself. Okay, and I'm using the actual audio, not sampling into the machine. I'm using the actual audio out of here. It just hits a little bit different when you do it like that versus sampling it. So that'll be another video. I'm gonna show how I got everything synced up. These drum machines are really, really easy to work. Really sound good, have a nice little punch to them, especially if you like vintage style sounds. But yeah, that'll be it. I'll call this part 1 for Patchbays. But yeah, adding your Patchbay into your studio so you won't have to turn the rack around and get behind it and worrying about wires getting tangled up all over the place. You know, my only other advice for myself, I just need to label everything so I can know. I won't have to guess. I pretty much know at this point what everything is, but I do have a labeler that I'm gonna print this up really neat and pretty and put on here. And yeah, that rolling SEO2 sitting over there like, hey, what's going on? This thing is a beast. All right, and then I got the 2 new Behringer synths, and they're going into their outputs here. I can take those and run them in here too. All right, so that'll be it. If anybody have any questions, let me know. Peace out. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and sharing. I appreciate it. Approaching 2,000 subscribers. I do appreciate everybody who watches and subscribes. All right.